Hey y'all, it's me, Tree. So I pulled these cards and the energy is busy today. There was a lot of cards that wanted to come out, much more than usual. So we start with fear, anger, inspiration, loneliness, panic. So yep, the energy field. It's busy right now. It opens in fear and anger, which immediately tells me this energy field is starting in emotional tension, conflict, uncertainty, and crossed boundaries. This fear card, it says there is instability surrounding the unknown. And this anger card, this says somebody already feels violated, wronged, or emotionally activated. Then this inspiration enters in the center. This card means the shift hasn't fully completed yet, but the opening, that's happening. This is the moment where possibility begins entering a heavy emotional field. And then loneliness follows inspiration. So I'm getting that somebody is pulling away. They're reflecting, reassessing. They are isolating to understand themselves or the situation more clearly. And then this panic closes the row. I'm getting that the unfamiliarity in the situation is what triggers the panic. But inspiration, that is actually what is being felt. And I'm getting that the inspiration, that is the real emotion emerging in this whole energy field. The panic, this feels like it's just the nervous system's response to the unfamiliarity of the inspiration itself. You see, healing initially feels terrifying because the nervous system no longer has its usual emotional landmarks in it. And the feelings that come with that in your body, that's usually what leads to that emotion of panic. But let's get into this message. It starts with the Three of Swords reverse, the Seven of Cups reverse, and the King of Wands. So I'm getting that the collective starts in this fear because healing, that changes y'all's perception. And this Three of Swords reverse says that the collective has already been through a deep emotional processing. This is about recovery, release, forgiveness, letting go, and healing. And I'm getting that because the collective healed, the illusion, that broke. Because that's where this Seven of Cups comes in, and it's reversed. So this is clarity. This is seeing clearly. This is recognizing the real choices and listening to your inner knowing. So I'm getting the healing process allowed the collective to finally see through somebody. And who is being seen? Well, the other side of this Three of Swords, of course. And here, this is the King of Wands. So somebody who I'm getting presents themselves as charismatic, successful, magnetic, powerful. But I'm getting that the collective, y'all no longer view this person's image at face value anymore. Because the healing you've been through stripped the glamour off this person's projection entirely. The fear that's coming through, this is not fear that is saying that y'all are scared of this person. The fear is more about y'all finally seeing this situation clearly, which gets us into the second column, which starts in anger, and then we have the Ten of Coins reverse, strength, and the Nine of Wands. So this anger, this is making complete sense. Because once the illusion breaks, anger is naturally going to follow, right? And then with the tarot, this Ten of Coins reverse, this exposes the true motivation underneath this King of Wands presentation. This is a person who is money obsessed, status obsessed. This is operating in transactional structures. This is marrying for money. This is legacy distortion and even material fixation. So I'm getting that the collective is now realizing that the image this person projects, that's not authentic. That's performance tied to, well, self-interest. And that realization, it creates anger, because I'm getting that y'all are now seeing the difference between projected power and authentic power. And that's why this Strength card is so important here, because the real power in this spread, well, that's the collective. This is quiet strength, natural persuasion. This is integrity, authenticity, and inner stability. And I'm getting that nothing has to be forced on this side, because it's already energetically coherent. Then this Nine of Wands shows up. And this shows how that authentic strength that y'all hold actually manifests. That's through boundaries, endurance, determination, and holding the line while maintaining the load. I'm getting here that one side is all in for money, image, and status appearances, while the other side, the collective, y'all are all in for truth, integrity, emotional survival, and authentic selfhood, which lands us in the very center of this spread. And it starts with this inspiration. And then we have the Ace of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Seven of Coins reverse. So I'm getting here that the collective, y'all are finally being received correctly now. I'm getting that for the first time in a very long time, people are beginning to truly understand what exactly the collective has survived, endured, carried, and then became because of it all. And that is inspirational. That would be inspirational to anybody. And then with the tarot, this Eight of Cups comes in and says that this person, they initially showed up in your life with overflowing emotional energy. This is love, joy, emotional flow. This is romance. This is it kind of energy. And I'm getting that when this person showed up this way, that the collective, y'all believed it. But then this Eight of Cups lands. And I'm getting that the second this person stopped feeling emotionally fulfilled, they disconnected. And yes, this energy absolutely feels like gaslighting. It's as if the collective was suddenly the problem. Y'all were the failed investment, the thing that was not worth the effort. And after everything the collective offered this person, they were discarded and emotionally devalued. And I'm getting that the loneliness that follows this column and being left behind, that had a real purpose. Because the collective, during that time, you were stripped down and left with nobody except yourselves. And somehow, instead of emotionally dying in that space, y'all found yourselves right where you were. And that isolation rebuilt self-worth from the inside out. Meanwhile, the spread that I pulled here completely rejects the narrative that the collective lacks growth. The real stagnation here is attached to this false King of Wands image, isn't it? Because the collective, well, we start this column with the Queen of Wands. We have the Four of Wands reversed and then the Chariot. So the collective, y'all are emerging as this Queen of Wands energy. This is authentic magnetism. This is authentic courage. It's authentic visibility. This is authentic selfhood. And I'm getting that the loneliness here does not feel pointless. It feels purposeful. Because I'm getting that the collective withdrew emotionally because the environments around them became visibly fractured. This card is all about a lack of support. This is about division, instability. It's about discord and family problems. So I'm getting that after all the projection and dismissal, Reality itself now appears unstable around this person who has been projecting outwardly onto everyone. And I'm getting that people can see the contrast now, because the collective, y'all rebuilt authentically while the other side of this maintained appearances. And that's what this Chariot changes. Because the contrast itself redirects the movement of the entire situation. This is forward movement, determination, victory. This is momentum, and this is a clear direction. So I'm getting that the collective, y'all are no longer emotionally trapped in the same cycle. And then we end here, starting with panic. And then with the tarot, I have the Hierophant, the King of Swords reversed, and the Tower. So I'm getting that all this sudden movement in the energy field around this situation after such a long period of stagnancy, that is overwhelming the collective's nervous system a little bit right now. Because things have been so quiet and so isolated and so internally focused for such a long, long time now. And now suddenly there's movement. There's a real shift in energy. There's real shifts happening in perception. There's real shifts in how people are viewing the collective versus this other person. But this panic does not feel permanent, because the message ends with the collective standing inside of this Hierophant energy. This is living your values, standing in truth, walking in integrity. This is holding structure and refusing to abandon yourself anymore. And I'm getting that the collective, y'all are the structure now. And then this Hierophant meets the King of Swords reversed, and well, this person, they're cold, controlling, manipulative. They are unbending, and they most definitely lack integrity. And them against this Hierophant energy, this King of Swords reversed feels weak. Because the Hierophant, this is foundational truth. And the King of Swords reverse is still operating through image, control, and positioning. So we have one energy built on truth, while the other side, well, the other side is built on control. And this spread absolutely tells us which structure here holds, because this message ends in the Tower. This is a true reckoning. This is exposure. This is collapse and a sudden upheaval. And I'm getting that the direction of this Tower feels very clear right now. It does not feel aimed at the collective at all, because the instability has been tracking the other side of this spread this entire way through. I'm getting that the collective may have suffered deeply here, but the collective, y'all rebuilt yourselves authentically. And when this Tower finally lands, the structure rooted in distortion is the one that's going to break. Meanwhile, y'all are gonna emerge as the actual winner in this situation. And that's not because they destroyed somebody else. No, you didn't do that. It's because y'all finally found yourselves again. And that's the real thing. When you choose yourself, everything that's false, it has to break. Right? That's the message that I have for y'all today. So if this one found you where you are right now, then leave a comment below. Like my message and follow along. I'm getting the feeling that a lot of people are moving through this exact transition in real time right now. And I want my message to hit all of those who need to hear it. So help me do that. And remember, where there is love, there is light. I'll see y'all again real soon.